Good morning everybody. We are back with how to make a chatbot part 4. Now for this video I'm going to use a new project as my old one is becoming really slow from having lot of files. So we're just going to make it chatbot p4, right? And we're going to open it in a new window because I'm going to be using the background one as a reference. And now we do this all over again from the starting.
One eternity later.
Now what we're going to have to do is we are going to make a new file, right? We're going to go here, right click, new Python file, and what should we call it? We'll just call it p4 because we're not going to be using it anywhere else. Maybe not. Name it according to what you want. I'm not going to be using it anywhere else because this is probably going to be the final version. So in this version I'm going to use databases. I'm going to teach you how to use databases. So for this I'm using MySQL. You can go and look up any other place how to install MySQL. I've already installed it, so I won't be teaching you that. I will be teaching you how to fix an error. Suppose you come here and you type, like once you've learned how to use MySQL, then you check here. So MySQL you root to specify you as a root user and password. Sometimes this will not work for you guys. For me, I'm pretty sure it's working. Yeah, that's nothing. That is a different error, but that's not what I wanted to show you. So what you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to come here into this PC, open properties, advanced system settings, environment variables, then come here and click path and edit, and over here you create a new one and you browse for the file that contains your MySQL. Go to your MySQL bin file, right? So here I've stored it. I don't think you can see it, but you have to go to MySQL bin file wherever you located it and add it over here. So then once you're done with that, close your command prompt and open it again. It should be working. Now I showed you this because I was having a lot of trouble with this and it was difficult for me to find the information, so hope that helped. If it's working for you, that means you installed it properly, but otherwise it might not work. So here, first thing we are going to do for MySQL on Python, you have to import capital M MySQL DB, right? Oh, that's because I haven't installed MySQL over here. So we are going to go to settings and we are going to go to project chatbot part 4, project interpreter, add a package, come here and type MySQL, right? So this one should show up and then you press install package. 1 minute, I don't have Wi-Fi right now, so I'm just going to connect to Wi-Fi, install it, and I'll come back, okay?
A few moments later.
So we got it installed and you'll see these two over here. That is fine. It'll say package MySQL installed successfully if that worked. So now this MySQL DB isn't showing an error, right? So now what we have to do is, the first thing is we need to open a connection, right? So we'll say con, this will be our connection variable, is equal to MySQL DB dot connect, and you see everything that we can use over here. So what we have to do is we have to come here and we have to specify host equals local host. Now you could do it right here Actually, you know what, that's what we're gonna do. I just thought it would be better to keep a global variable, but there's actually no use for that. Host what? Then we can see some more. We say we haven't made a database yet, so we're going to do user equals what is user equal? User is root, password is also root. After you do the MySQL setup, make sure you use your own username and password. I just put root for both of mine, so we're going to be using that. And yeah, that's it. This is going to be your connection, right? Now we have to create a cursor, connection dot cursor. There's a cursor object, right? And now we can put some commands, but first we're going to Control Alt L for the formatting. And now first create a database, so we're going to cursor dot execute, and what this will do is every time you need to execute a MySQL command, you're gonna have to execute it like this. And you could add your parameters over here. I'll show you how to do that, but for now we're just gonna call it chatbot, right? So if we run this, it should not give us any errors. If it gives an error, then you've probably done something wrong. If it gives me an error, I've also probably done something wrong. Oh wait, sorry, I didn't run. Here. Yes, okay, finally it's running. Give it a second to load. Yeah. Did it work? Okay, we're gonna put over here connected, and over here we'll Control Alt L for formatting and closed. Okay, so it worked, and this time we actually got to know. So now we can just get rid of this line, and we can just directly connect to our chatbot database here. So now if this connects and close, means we've done everything properly. Connected, closed, right? So now what we have to do is we have to create a table, and we are going to do cursor dot execute again. Create table if not exists Q and A, right? We're just gonna call it Quanda, which actually stands for Q&A, but we need to keep it short and knowable. So over here, these are the different values it's going to be given. So we need to have we're gonna make this a triple quoted string. There, 3 quotes. So now we can take it to the next line. It's a multi-line string. Now we can type question text not null. I'll explain what all this does in a minute. Answer text not null. Okay, so now I will tell you what this is doing. It's actually pretty easy to understand if you just know English. It's creating a table if it doesn't already exist with the name Quanda or Q&A with 2 columns. Question, which is going to have only text, and when you're assigning to anything, you cannot just, when you're assigning a new row, you cannot leave it empty. Okay, you have to assign a question, and you have to do the same thing. Answer text not null, right? So now what this will do is it will create a table, and now we can write print created, right? And this will tell us if it creates a table. Created and closed, because it doesn't need much time to close the connection. Okay. In our database we have, so it will be chatbot dot Q&A or quanda, right? Table. And now second time we run it, it shouldn't take much time because it will see that the table already exists. So shift F10, table created, close. So you see it didn't take as much time as before. So now this will only create the table if it doesn't exist. So it's fine just leaving it in your code. It doesn't create a new table every time, right? So what we are going to do is, in here we have to load all the text from our previous thing. So what we are going to do, we're going to come here and we're going to do open. So I'm just going to go where my Python, and now we can go to chatbot and we can download one of these. So we're going to download this data. What is this? I thought this was for download. Sorry, it's apparently for history. So we're going to just do this and okay. So this is all the thing from our data, and now we're just going to try to save it. We can't save it like this, can we? Okay, if you know how to save this, tell me. But for now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come here, create a new file called data, and copy and paste all of its stuff. So we're going to create a new file called data.txt, and we are just going to do Control A, Control C. Now I added some new data in here last time, so like I had some help from my family, and I had a name for a chatbot also. We can call it Kowalski. So that's a new name for a chatbot, right? And we are going to add some more things in here, like you know the movie Penguins of Madagascar. There's a guy called Kowalski. He's super smart, and he can basically do anything. I don't know, I really liked him, super smart. And if the skipper says Kowalski analysis, so over here what we're going to do, we're going to create a command called Kowalski analysis, and we are going to we are going to open the menu if they do that, right? So now we're going to open another file, which is our previous chatbot, chatbot 3, and okay, yeah, so this was my reference project, right? So I'm just going to keep referencing the reference project every now and then just to make sure I'm going on the right path. I'm going to come down here and remove the previous one, chatbot db. We'll just leave that. So this was the chatbot 3, but I did this with SQLite, so this is not the one we want. We want that chatbot db one. So open. Yes, this was my one using MySQL. Yes. Okay. So excuse all this. We're going to go to structure. We're going to go all the way down. Yes. So the first thing we're going to do, and I will explain what it does. Control C, and we'll just shift tab this to remove the tab, right? So now what this is doing is it is creating a list out of all the data in this, okay? And then for every pair in this, it is taking this as the question and this as the answer, okay? So I remember last time we made multiple data over here, but I just simplified that, okay? You can do that using some for loops. So what we are going to do here, one second, explaining what this was doing. This is taking every pair and it is converting it into a string and inserting it here. This is a placeholder for a string, right? So what this is doing, make sure you label the title correctly. In my thing it was only this much. So it is inserting these two values inside, right, for everything. So all of this will be loaded in our database. So we can just check if it's there by doing cursor dot execute select star. 1 second, give it a second. From Q and A, right? And now we can print cursor dot fetch all. So what this is doing, it will fetch all the results as a list, right? So if we run this, it should show us all the results as a list. Boom, we got the entire results. I have this soft wrap, so it's coming like this, which is good. So this is all the data inside our table, see? So all of our previous commands are there, which is a good thing. But the thing in databases, they are faster than looping through the entire list again and again. You can do a text search. So now we can just remove this because it's loaded. But actually we'll just put this in a function, right? And we'll call it restore backup, right? Because it will restore it from backup. We'll keep this data.txt as backup. Control X, we go all the way up here, def restore back, right? And we'll just copy paste this code here, Control Alt L for formatting. So now we can call restore backup. We'll remove this table created because well, we don't need it now, but we'll just keep it hashed and we'll keep it somewhere above as a reference because I don't know, you might need it. So Control / to hash the whole thing, and Control X, go all the way up, Control V. So now we can see it's above. Control Alt L, just for any formatting, right? So now instead of select star, which means select all the columns, we are going to select answer from Q&A, where question is equivalent to hi. Why is it? Oh right, sorry, / for the escape, right? So there's another way where you don't have to put / is if you use the triple quotes I mentioned before, it ignores all of the backslashes. So you could do it like that and it would have no problem with this now, if you see. So now it'll show me anything that anywhere where the question, which is this one, is equivalent to hi, right? So we'll do Shift F10, let it connect, and we have an error. Equivalent to hi. Why isn't it correct? Okay, so we are not going to use this equivalent for now. We are going to use like. Okay, so this will take anything where it is high. Now if you wanted to take anywhere where these two characters are included, you could put these percent signs. Now if I put the percent here, it means anywhere if this is in the ending. If I put percent here also, it means if it is anywhere inside. Okay, so we're just going to use this for now.
More moments later.
Okay, I figured out our problem. Our problem was that without a commit, we cannot submit any changes to the thing. So I removed the connection.close by accident, but we are going to do con.commit. This commits the changes to the database. Sorry, Control Z, and con.close. Okay, so we're gonna have to call restore backup up here again, right? So we'll go here and we'll do restore backup. So this will restore the backup and then it should work. We are going to put this connection.commit straight in the restore backup, so we're going to put it right here. And when the whole thing is done, that time only we're going to put it connection.commit. If I stop it in the middle, it will not convert the whole thing. So suppose there was a mistake in my parsing, so that time it'll just, I can stop it in between. Control Alt L for the formatting to make that line go, because I don't like it. Shift F10. Yes, see, now you see the hello came. So now even if we remove this, like hi, it comes. And if I put that thing which I was showing you before, see, I have a thing called Abhishek also. I have an answer called Abhishek. So even that comes because there is something before hi, right? So that's basically how it works. And now I want to show you parameterize things. So suppose I take a input statement called USI for user input. I do input. So if that appears, we know that we need some input. And what we are going to do is we're going to come all the way here and replace this with %s. So what this is, it will take this thing and it will take the first option out of that. You have to put a tuple and it will take the first option out of that. So we want the first option to be the user input, right? And we have to put a comma, remember, and Control Alt L. If there was more than one, then you don't have to put the comma, but remember, if there's only one thing in a tuple, you have to put that comma, even in a list. So F10. After connected, that colon shows up. So if I say hi, okay, so it said it, but you see the connection closed because it wasn't in a loop. And the second thing is, it is coming like this. The data is being shown like this. Now I don't like this, so I'm gonna do cursor.fetch all 0 0. And this time if I say hi, it should just say hello. It shouldn't say any nonsense. Hi, hello, right? But now the thing is that if you remember, we kept multiple answers over here. So we are gonna have to make an answer variable, right? So first we'll make an ans index. Remember, randomize between the answers. So ans index equals random, and I think we'll have to import that. Yep. Alt enter for more options. Import this name. Didn't it work? Okay, alt enter again. Import this name. Random dot randint to from 0 to len of len of okay, we're gonna just assign an answer variable again over here. First we're going to assign it here. Ans equals to cursor dot fetch all. So len of ans, okay, and -1, because if you remember, it won't work. It will consider 1 also. If there's only one item, it's going to return us 1, and we just want 0, so -1, right? And now ans equals ans with ans index and 0, because you remember there were two tuples over there. So if I say shift F10 now if I say hi, it should still give me hello, but it doesn't. Okay, why? Right, we're gonna have to remove this and we're just gonna put print answer. Okay, now shift F10. Hi, hello, right? So that's working. This much is enough for part 1 to make a very simple chatbot using MySQL, and we are going to be looking at more in part 2 of part 4. Okay, we're just gonna call it part 5. Okay, so we'll be looking at more in part 5. This much is enough for that. Control Alt L for the indexing, make it look good. And soon enough I will be adding all of these to GitHub. I will make an account soon enough, and I will add the link under all the videos. Okay, so thank you very much. Have a nice day. See you next time.